Recent ambushes by jihadist groups in Mali have once again highlighted the fragile security situation across the Sahel, with some regional commentators warning that unchecked insurgent capabilities could eventually pose broader threats to neighboring countries, including Nigeria. In a pointed critique circulating on popular platforms, The Very Dark Man highlighted how terrorists' ability to ambush Malian soldiers and reportedly capture some alive demonstrates growing operational sophistication. The post drew a direct line from these incidents to potential risks farther south, stating, "If terrorists could ambush Malian soldiers and capture some alive, means they will get to Abuja one day." It went on to label the African Union, AU, as the most useful organization, criticizing its inability over years to coordinate effective joint military operations to decisively counter these groups. The comments reflect widespread frustration amid a surge in violence by groups such as Jamaat Nusrat al-Islam wal Muslimin, JNIM, an al-Qaeda affiliate, and the Islamic State Sahel province. JNIM has intensified tactics including large-scale ambushes on military convoys, enforcement of blockades on key supply routes, causing fuel and food shortages in Bamako, and expansion into western and southern Mali near borders with Senegal, Mauritania, and Côte d'Ivoire. Recent reports detail attacks on army bases, including in the Timbuktu region, with dozens of Malian soldiers and allied fighters killed in some incidents. Jihadists have also targeted civilian convoys and imposed sieges that have forced temporary school closures and prompted foreign embassies to advise evacuations. Mali's military junta, which has relied heavily on Russian Africa Corps, formerly Wagner, support following the withdrawal of French and UN forces, has struggled to break the momentum. The country faces overlapping challenges: insurgent control over large rural areas, ethnic and separatist tensions in the north, and governance issues that fuel recruitment. The formation of the Alliance of Sahel States, AES, by Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger has further fragmented regional responses, sidelining earlier mechanisms like the G5 Sahel Joint Force. The African Union has issued statements expressing deep concern over the deteriorating situation, calling for enhanced intelligence sharing, coordinated international support, and the release of kidnapped civilians. However, critics like those on MJK blog argue that these remain rhetorical, with little concrete joint operational success on the ground. The AU has urged stronger cooperation to prevent a disastrous domino effect across West Africa, but implementation has been hampered by political divisions, coups, resource constraints, and differing approaches among member states. 58663. Implications for Nigeria and the region. Nigeria continues to battle its own insurgencies, primarily Boko Haram and ISWAP in the northeast, alongside banditry and emerging threats in the northwest. While a direct conventional advance by Sahel jihadists from Mali to Abuja remains highly improbable due to vast distances, multiple national armies, and logistical challenges, analysts warn of indirect risks: spillover through porous borders, radicalization networks, shared criminal economies, e.g., gold smuggling, and heightened pressure on coastal West African states. The Global Terrorism Index has consistently ranked the Sahel as one of the world's most affected regions, accounting for a significant share of global terrorism deaths. Without addressing root causes, weak governance, poverty, farmer-herder conflicts, and illicit financing, purely military responses have repeatedly fallen short. Regional experts emphasize the need for pragmatic steps, bridging divides between ECOWAS and the AES, improving cross-border intelligence and patrols, professionalizing national forces to reduce civilian abuses that drive recruitment, and combining security efforts with development and de-radicalization programs. Nigeria, as West Africa's largest military and economic power, is seen as pivotal in any sustained containment strategy. As one observer noted in the ongoing debate, the situation in Mali serves as a stark reminder that transnational terrorism respects no borders. Whether the AU and affected states can move beyond statements to effective action will likely determine if the southward creep of instability continues. MJK blog and similar voices argue that stronger results-oriented African-led initiatives are overdue. The coming months may prove decisive as jihadist groups test the limits of fragmented regional responses. This report draws on public statements, security analyses, and ongoing discussions around the Sahel crisis. Developments remain fluid.